you who little heart do fear, the smallest monstrous mouse that creeps on floor, may now perchance both quake and tremble here, when lion rough and wildest rage doth roar. Then know that I one snug the droider am, a lion fell, nor else nor lions dam. For if I should as lion come in strife into this place, 'twere pity of my life.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you're coming to us from. I want to welcome you to Run of the Mills production of Sloppy Shakespeare. My name is Grant Freeman, and I was the director on this show. I want to thank all the actors who came out and worked with us. We had actors as far away as London, and it was really wonderful to work with everybody, even in these strange conditions. If you look down in our description beneath this video, you'll see our website, different ways to support the company during the pandemic, and our upcoming shows. Now, one of the big things I wanted to do with this show was place it anywhere. And so you'll see different camera angles and different shot selections and different ways in which, you know, some shots are blurry and some aren't. And it doesn't matter, because even though a pandemic is happening, you can make theater under any and all circumstances. And that's what we wanted to show. So I hope that you enjoy. I hope that you stay safe and that you sit back, have a drink of something, and enjoy run-of-the-mill sloppy Shakespeare.
Good morrow, Kate, for that's your name, I hear. Well, have you heard? It's something hard of hearing. I'm called Katharina, that you talk of me. Oh, you lie. For in faith thou art called plain Kate, and bonny Kate, and sometimes Kate the Cursed. But Kate, the prettiest Kate in all Christendom. Kate of Kate Hall, my super dainty Kate. Take this of me, Kate of my consolation. Hearing thy mildness praised in every town, thy virtue spoken of, thy beauty sounded, yet not so deeply as to thee belongs. Myself am moved to woo thee for my wife. Moved. In good time. Let him who moved you hither remove you hence. I knew you from the first that you were immovable. Why? What's immovable? Join stool. Oh, thou hast hit it. Come, sit on me. An ass was meant to bear, and so are you. Or women are made to bear, and so are you. No such jade as you. Alas, good Kate, I will not burden thee. For knowing that thou art young and light, too light for such a swain as you, and yet as heavy as my weight should be. Oh, should be, should buzz. Well taken, like a buzzard. Oh, slow-winged turtle dove, shall a buzzard take thee? Oh, I, as a turtle, as he takes a buzzard. Oh, no, Kate, in faith, thou as a wasp, thou art too angry. If I be waspish, best beware my sting. Oh, my remedy then is to pluck it out. Aye, if the fool could find it where it lies. Oh, who knows not where a wasp wears his sting? In his tail, in his tongue. Whose tongue? Yours, if you talk of tails, and so, farewell. Oh, with my tongue in your tail? Nay, come again, Kate. I am a gentleman. That I'll try. Oh. I swear I'll cuff thee if you strike again. So may you lose your title. If you strike me, you are no gentleman. If you are no gentleman, then no coat of arms. A herald, Kate? Oh, put me in the books. What is your crest? A cock's comb? Cock with no comb. Thus may Kate be my hen. No cock of mine. You crow too like a craven. Nay, come, Kate, come. Thou must not look so sour. It is my fashion when I see a crab. Why, here it be no crab. Therefore look not sour. There is. Oh, then show it me. Had I a glass, I would. Oh, you mean my face? Such a close... Oh, by St. George, now I'm too young for you. Ah, and yet you're with her. 'Tis with cares. I care not. Nay, hear you, Kate. In sooth, thou escape not so. I chafe there I tarried, though I let you go. Let me go. Not a whit, for I find thee passing gentle. 'Twas told me you were rough and coy and sullen, and now I find report a very liar, for thou art pleasant, gamesome, passing courteous, but slow of speech, yet as sweet as springtime flowers. Thou canst not look askance, thou canst not frown, and nor bite the lip as angry wenches will, and you do not find pleasure to be cross in talk, but with mildness entertainst thou wooers with gentle softness, soft and affable. Why does the world report that Kate doth lymph? Oh, slanderous world, Kate, like a hazel twig, is straight and slender, and as brown as hazelnuts, and as sweeter than the kernels. Let me see thee walk. Thou dost not limp. Go, fool, whom thou keepest command. Did ever Diane so become a grove as Kate this chamber with her princely walk? Oh, be thou Diane, and let her be Kate, and let Kate be chaste, and Diane sportful. Where did you learn such goodly speech? It is extempore, from my mother wit. Ah, witless, a witty mother, and witless else her son. Am I not wise? Yes, keep you warm. Oh, Mary, so I mean, sweet Katharina, in your bed. And therefore, putting all this chat aside, and thus in plain terms, thy father hath consented that you shall be my wife. The dowry agreed on, and will you nill you, I will marry you.
Hello, my name is Denver Crawford, and I will be doing a monologue from All's Well That Ends Well. The character is Helena. Today's theme is white, and I'm going to kick this off by taking a shot. This is Tanqueray Raine Pour. I've already had one gimlet, so excuse me. Where is it? Anyway, cheers. Where is that letter? Here it is. Oh. Till I have nothing till I have no wife, I have nothing in France. Nothing in France until he has no wife. Thou shalt have none, Rousillon, none in France. Then hast thou all again. Poor lord, is it I that chase thee from thy country and expose those tender limbs of thine to the event of the non-sparing war? And is it I that drive thee from the sportive court where thou wast shot at with fair eyes to be the mark of smoky muskets? Oh, you leaden messengers that fly upon the violent speed of fire, fly with false aim. Move this still piecing air that sings with piercing. Do not touch my lord. Whoever shoots at him, I set him there. Whoever charges on his forward breast, I am the caitiff that do hold him to it. And though I kill him not, I am the cause his death was so affected. 'Twere better I met the raven lion where he roared upon sharp constraint of hunger. It better 'twere that all the miseries which nature owes were mine at once. No. Come thou home, Rousillon, whence honor but of danger wins a scar, as oft it loses all. I will be gone. My being here it is that holds thee hence. Shall I stay here to do it? No. Although the air of paradise did fan the house and angels off a stall, I will be gone, that pitiful rumor may report my flight to consolate thine ear. Come night, and day, for with the dark, poor thief, I'll steal away.
When last we left our adventurers, they were adventuring through the caves of despair. And now it's your turn. Nick Kilburg, you're up first.
Okay.
What do you do?
As a bard, I think I'm going to use my inspiring word.
Okay, I'm going to need you to roll for that.
Okay. Oh, nat 20.
All right, let's hear your speech.
Ooh. Here we are. Cheers. Once more unto the breach, dear friends, once more. Oh, close up the wall with our English dead. In peace, there's nothing so becomes a man as modest stillness and humility. But when the blast of war blows in our ears, then imitate the action of the tiger. Stiffen the sinews, summon up the blood, disguise fair nature with hard-favored rage. Then lend the eye a terrible aspect. Let fly to the portage of the head like a brass cannon. Let the brow o'erwhelm it as fearfully as doth a gored rock, or hang and Judia's confounded base, swilled with a wild and wasteful ocean. Now, set the teeth and stretch the nostril wide. Hold hard the breath and bend up every spirit to its full height. On, you noblest English, whose blood is fet from fathers of war-proof, fathers that, like so many Alexanders, have in these parts from morn till even fought, and sheathed their swords for lack of argument. Dishonor not your mothers. Now attest that those whom you call fathers did beget you. Be copy now to men of grosser blood, and teach them how to war. And you, good yeoman, whose limbs were made in England, show us here the medal of your pasture. Let us swear that you are worth your breeding, which I doubt not. For there is none of you so mean and base that hath not noble luster in your eyes. I see you stand like greyhounds upon the slips, straining upon the start. The game's afoot. Follow your spirit, and upon this charge cry, God for Harry, England, and St. George!
Huzzah! Huzzah! Huzzah!
So what you're saying is we're all going to die.
Yes. But whether 'tis nobler in the mind to sever the slings and the arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take up arms against a sea of troubles and by opposing end them.
Yeah.
To die.
Yeah.
To sleep no more. And by asleep, say we end the heartache, and 1,000 natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished.
Some people just want to die.
Cool. So to die, to sleep, and sleep perchance to dream. There's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil must give us pause. There's a calamity that makes, there's a respect rather that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time? The oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of despised love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, and the spurns the unworthy takes when he himself might his quietest make a bare bodkin? I fucked that up somewhere. Anyway, who would fartles bear? To... What?
It sounds like a thing.
Who would fart? Who would fart to bear? Really? We ate a lot of beans tonight. The grunts. To grunt and sweat, you would do that when you fart under an unworthy light. Wow, I'm a professional, I swear. Anyway, to grunt and sweat under an unworthy life.
Hashtag professional.
So burpy. But really, but the dread of something after death. This is really personal. Like, I feel that dread after death. But the dread.
You dread of something after death?
Of something after death, yeah. Like, something could happen after death. Like, it could be worse. Life is pretty shit. But what if death is shitter?
You're dead.
But what if we're dead and it's shitter?
You're dead.
But what if it's dead and it's worse?
You're dead! You don't exist!
But do we?
No.
But that's the thing. She's very content and I'm confused. But what if there's something worse after death? That undiscovered country, we haven't gone back. No traveler returns from that bourne. And that puzzles the will. And that makes us, me rather, that makes me rather bear the ills I have, rather than fly to others we know not of. I'm fucking scared of what happens afterward, and she's very content. And thus conscience makes cowards, I would say, of us all, but she's very brave, makes cowards of me. And thus the natural hue of resolution is sicklied over by the pale cast of thought. And enterprises with great pitch and moment, and with this regard, my currents, I think it's very personal now, and lose the name of action, so I am too afraid to do anything, and I'm just gonna fucking stick it out. Is that the right choice? I don't know, like, I don't know, life is fucking scary, here we are, we're all living through it.
Hashtag pandemic.
Hashtag pandemic, y'all. Like, we're just living through this and we're doing the best we can. So we're getting really real at the end of this. I'm very drunk, but we're also getting very real. We're doing the best we can. So,
Peace.
Yeah. What's he that wishes so? My cousin Westmoreland? No, my fair cousin. If we are marked to die, we are enough to do our country loss. And if to live, the fewer men the greater share of honor. God's will, I pray thee, wish not one man more. By Jove, I am not covetous for gold, no care I who doth feed upon my cost. It yearns me not if men my garments wear. Such outward things dwell not in my desires. But if it be a sin to covet honor, I am the most offending man alive. No faith, my cuz. Wish not a man from England. Rather, oh, God's peace, I would not lose so great an honor as one man more we methinks would share from me for the best hope I have. Oh, do not wish one more. Rather proclaim it, Westmoreland, through mine host, that any man which hath no stomach for this fight, let him depart. His passport shall be made, and crowns for convoy put into his purse. We would not die in that man's company that fears his fellowship to die with us. This day is called the Feast of St. Crispian. He that outlives this day and comes straight home shall stand a tiptoe when the day is named and rouse him at the name of Crispian. He that lives this day and sees old age shall yearly at the vigil feast his neighbors and say, tomorrow is St. Crispian. Well, then he shall strip his sleeve and show his scars and say, these wounds had I on Crispin's day. Old men forget. But all must be forgot. Oh, but he'll remember with advantages the feats he did upon this day. Then shall our names, familiar in his mouth as household names, Harry the King, Bedford and Exeter, Salisbury and Talbot, Warwick and Gloucester, be in their flowing cups freshly remembered. Then shall our names, this story, shall the good man teach his son, and Crispin Crispian shall ne'er again go by from this day until the ending of the world, but we in it shall be remembered. We few, we happy few, we band of brothers. For he today that shares his blood with me shall be my brother. Be he ne'er so vile, this day shall gentle his condition. And gentlemen in England, now abed, shall think themselves accursed they were not here, and hold their manhoods cheap while Zany speaks, that fought with us upon St. Crispin's Day.
Ye elves of hills, brooks, standing lakes, and groves, and ye that on the sands with printless foot do chase the ebbing Neptune, and do fly him when he comes back. You demi-puppets that by moonshine do the green sour ringlets make, whereof the ewe not bites. And you whose pastime is to make midnight mushrooms, that rejoice to hear the solemn curfew. By whose aid, weak masters though ye be, I have bedimmed the noontide sun, called forth the mutinous winds, and twixt the green sea and the azured vault set roaring war. To the dread rattling thunder have I given fire, and rifted Jove's stout oak with his own bolt. The strong-based promontory have I made shake, and by the spurs plucked up the pine and cedar. Graves at my command have waked their sleepers, oped, and let 'em forth by my so potent art. But this rough magic I here abjure, and when I have required some heavenly music, which even now I do, to work mine end upon their senses that this airy charm is for, I'll break my staff, bury it certain fathoms in the earth, and deeper than did ever plummet sound, I'll drown my book. Go.
"'Tis torture and not mercy. Heaven is here where Juliet lives, and every cat and dog and little mouse and every unworthy thing live here in heaven and may look on her, but Romeo may not. More courtship, more honorable state, more courtship lives in carrion flies than Romeo. They may seize on the white wonder of dear Juliet's hand, but and steal immortal blessing from her lips, who even in their pure and festal modesty still blush, thinking their own kiss is sin. But Romeo may not. He is banished. Flies may do this, but I from this must fly. They are free men, but I am banished. And sayest thou still that exile is not death. Hast thou no poison mixed? No sharp ground knife? No sudden mean of death? No, they're so sudden as banished to kill me. Banished. Friar, the damned use that word in hell. Howling attends it. How hast thou the heart, being a divine, a ghostly confessor, a sin absolver, and my friend professed to mingle me with that word banished?
What I'm saying is that life is a big ball of shit. And like maybe what comes after death, after life rather, is like less shit, but maybe it's more shit, we don't know. Maybe it's the absence of shit. It could just be nothing. Who knows?
Or it could be pizza.
Hold on, I just got a notification. Pizza's 9 minutes away, y'all. I gotta finish this monologue. Cool. So.
Nay, you shall hear, Master Brooke, what I have suffered to bring this woman to evil for your good. Being thus crammed in the basket, a couple of Ford's knaves, his hinds, were called forth by their mistress to carry me in the name of foul clothes at Datchet Lane. They took me on their shoulders, met the jealous knave, their master, at the door, who had asked them once or twice what they had in their basket. I quaked with fear lest the lunatic knave would have searched it. But fate, ordaining he should remain a cuckold, held his hand. Well, away went he for a search, and off I went I for foul clothes. But mark the sequel, Master Brooke. I suffered 3 several deaths. The first, an intolerable fright to be detected by the jealous, rotten bellwether. Next, to be compassed like a good bilbo in the circumference of a peck, hilt to point, heel to head, and then to be stopped in like a strong distillation. With stinking clothes that fretted in their own filth. Think of that. A man of my kidney. Think of that. that am as heat, that am as to heat as butter, a man of dissolution and thaw. It was a miracle to save suffocation. And in the height of this bath, when I was stewed in the filth, more than half stewed in grease, like a Dutch dish, to be thrown into the Thames, cooled, glowing hot, like a horseshoe. Think of that. Hissing hot. Think of that, Master Brooke.
No matter where of comfort no man speak, let's talk of graves, of worms, of epitaphs. Make dust our paper, and with rainy eyes write sorrow on the bosom of the earth. Let's choose executors and talk of wills. Yet not so, for what have we to bequeath save our deposed bodies to the ground? You know. Our lands, our lives, and all our bowling brooks. Nothing can we call our own save death. And this small model of the barren earth, which serves as paste and cover to our bones, let us sit upon the ground and tell sad stories of the death of kings. For some have been deposed, some slain in war, some haunted by the ghosts they have deposed, some poisoned by their wives. Some sleeping killed. All. For within this hollow crown keeps death his court, and there the antic sits, scoffing at his state, grinning at his pomp, allowing him a breath, a little scene to monarchize, be feared, kill with looks. Infusing him with self and vain conceit, as if this flesh which walls about this life were brass, impregnable. And Hubert thus, at the end, comes and with a little pin bores through his castle wall. Cover not your heads for flesh and blood. Throw away respect, tradition, form, ceremonious duty, for you have mistook me all this while. I eat bread like you. Feel wants, taste grief, need friends. Subjected thus, how can you call me king?
Thou nature art my goddess. To thy laws my services abound. Wherefore should I stand in the plague of customs and permit the curiosities of nations to deprive me that I'm some 12 or 14 moonshines like a brother? Why bastard? Wherefore base? When my dimensions are as compact, my mind as generous, my shape as true as any of honest madam's issue. Wherefore brand they us with base? With baseness, bastardy base? Base. Who, in the lusty stealth of nature, take more composition and fierce quality than doth within a dull, stale, tired bed go to the crading of fops got tween asleep and wake. Well then, legitimate Edgar, I must have your land. Our father's love is to the bastard Edmund as to the legitimate. A fine word, legitimate. Well, my legit mate, if this letter speed and my invention thrive, then Edmund the base shall top the legitimate. I grow, I prosper. Now gods, stand up for bastards.
How now, Malvolio?
Oh, sweet lady.
Smilest thou? I sent for thee upon a sad occasion.
A sad lady? I could be sad. These do constrict the blood in some way, these cross garterings, but no matter. If it please the eye of one, as the sweet sonnet says, please one, please all.
Why, how dost thou, man? What is the matter with thee?
No black in my mind, but yellow in thy legs. It was given to thy hands, and commands shall be executed. I think we know the Holy Roman hand.
Wilt thou go to bed, Malvolio?
Aye, to bed, sweetheart, and I shall come to thee.
God comfort thee.
be not afraid of greatness. That was well writ.
What meanest thou, Malvolio?
Some are born great. Some achieve greatness.
What sayest thou?
And some have greatness thrust upon them.
Heaven restore thee.
Remember, it was thy who commended thy stockings, thy yellow stockings.
Thy yellow stockings?
Thou wishest to see thee in cross-gartered.
Cross-gartered?
Well, how now? Thou shalt be a maid woman.
How now? Am I a maid woman?
And if thou wilt not, thou shalt see thee a servant still.
Thou is a servant still. Why? This is very midsummer madness. To be or not to be. Eurovision 2020. It's canceled, but they made a movie. That is the question. And so where I'm tone deaf, whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and the arrows of outrageous fortune, I'm so drunk or to take up arms against the sea of troubles, and by opposing in them, why don't I have a career? Okay, that was our musical interlude. If you want the rest, you can watch Hamilton on Disney Plus. What's up? Thank you, Lin-Manuel Miranda. So,
Your gracious part, is it on?
yes.
Your gracious part of me, I will not back. Your breath first kindled the dead cold of war between the chastised king to myself and brought him out. No, your gracious part of me, I will not back. I am too high born to be secondary, to be even secondary. No, I am too highborn to be property. I am too highborn to be property or any secondary at control, and any secondary control, or any serving man and instrument to any sovereign state throughout the world. Your breath first kindled the dead coal of war between this chastised kingdom and myself, and brought in matters that should feed this fire, and now 'tis far too huge to be blown out with that same weak wind which enkindled it. You taught me how to know the face of right, acquainted me with interest in this land, yea, thrust this venture into my heart. Come ye now to tell me John hath made his peace with Rome. What is this peace to me? I, by the honor of my marriage bed, after young Arthur, because I love him. After young Arthur, do claim this land, aka England, aka my bitch, aka this land as my own. And after it is half conquered, like almost all the way conquered, must I now give up because that John, that bitch, hath made his peace with Rome? My Rome slave? What penny hath Rome borne? What men provided? What
munitions and to underprop his action. Is it not I that undergo this charge? Who else but I, and such as to my claim, are liable sweat in this business and maintain this war? Have I not heard the islanders shout, Vive le roi, as I bank their towns? Have I not here the best cards for the game, to win this easy match played for a crown? Shall I now give o'er the ill is said? No. No. Oh, my soul, it never shall be said.
Dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my ears? Oh, that he were here to write me down an ass. Yet masters, remember that I am an ass. Though it be not written down, yet remember that I am an ass. Oh, no, thou villains, thou art full of piety, and shall be proven upon thee by great witness. I am a wise man, and so much an officer, which is more a homeowner, and as pretty a piece of flesh as there is in all of Messina. And one that knows the law, go to, and a rich enough fellow, go to, and everything about him, everything handsome about him, go away. Bring him away. Oh, that he had writ me down an ass. Thank you. No.
Beatrice! Beatrice? Wouldst thou come when I call thee?
Yea, Signor, and depart when you bid me.
Oh, but stay but till then.
Then is spoken. Fare thee well. Yet, ere I go, let me go with that I came, which is with knowing what hath passed between you and Claudio.
Only foul words, and thereupon I shall kiss thee.
Foul words is but foul wind, and foul wind is foul breath, and foul breath is noisome. Therefore I shall depart unkissed.
Thou hast frighted the word out of its right sense, so forcible is thy wit. But I will tell thee plainly, Claudio undergoes my challenge, and therefore I shall hear from him shortly, or I shall subscribe him a coward.
Yea.
But I pray thee now, for which of my bad parts did thou first fall in love with me?
For them all together, which maintained so politic a state of evil that it would not allow any good parts to intermingle with it. But tell me, for which of my good parts did thou first suffer to love me?
Suffer love, a good epithet. I do suffer love, for I love thee against my will.
In spite of your heart too, I think. Alas, poor heart. Well, if you spite it for my sake, I shall spite it for yours, for I shall never love that which my friend hates.
Thou and I are far too wise to woo peaceably.
It appears not, in this confession. There's not one wise man in 20 that will praise himself.
An old instance, Beatrice, that lived in the lime of good neighbors. If a man do not erect in this age his own tomb ere he dies, he shall live no longer in monument than the bell rings and the widow weeps.
And how long is that, think you?
An hour in clamor, a quarter in room. Is it most expedient for the wise? if done worm, his conscience find no impediment to the contrary, to be the trumpet of his own virtues, which I am to myself. So much for praising myself, who I myself will bear witness, is praiseworthy. But tell me, how doth your cousin?
Very ill.
And need I ask, how do you?
Very ill too.
Serve God, love me, and mend. Okay, Caminneci in.
My name is John Alley. I am doing a monologue from the show Coriolanus. The character is Menenius. So, yes, here we go. If you're able to displace it with your little finger, there's some hope the ladies of Rome, especially his mother, may prevail with him. But I say there is no hope in it. Nope, our throats are sentenced to stay upon execution. Is it possible that such short a time can alter the condition of man? There's difference between a grub and a butterfly, yet your butterfly was a grub. This Marcius has grown from man to dragon. He has wings. He's more than a creeping thing. He loved his mother dearly. So did he me. So did he me. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes. He no more remembers his mother now than an 8-year-old horse. The tartness of his face sours ripe grapes. When he walks, he moves like an engine. The ground shrinks before his trending. He is able to pierce a corselet with his eye. He talks like a knell, and his hum is a battery. He sits in this state as a thing made for Alexander. What he bids be done is finished with his bidding. He wants nothing of a god but eternity and a heaven to throne in. I paint him in the character. Mark what mercy his mother shall bring from him. There is no more mercy in him than there is milk in a male tiger. That shall our poor city find. Gods be good unto us. No, in such a case, the gods will not be good unto us. No. When we banished him, we respected not them, and he returning to break our necks, they respect not us. They respect not us. Thank you.
Come, Lavinian, look. Thy foes are bound. Sir, stop their mouths. Let them not speak to me, but let them hear what fearful words I utter. O villains, Chiron and Demetrius. Here stands the spring whom you have stained with mud, this goodly summer with your winter mix. You killed her husband, and for that vile fault, 2 of her brothers were condemned to death. My hand cut off and made a merry jest, both her sweet hands, her tongue. And what's more dear than hand or tongue? Her spotless chastity. In human traitors you have constrained and forced. What would you say if I should let you speak? Villains, for shame you would not beg for grace. Hark! wretches, how I mean to martyr you. This one hand yet is left to cut your throats, whilst that Lavinia, 'tween her stumps, doth hold the basin that receives your guilty blood. You know your mother means to feast with me, and calls herself Revenge, and thinks me mad. Hark, wretches! I will grind your bones to dust, and with your blood in it I'll make a paste, and from that paste a coffin I will rear, and make 2 pastries of your shameful heads, and bid that strumpet, your unhallowed dam, like to the earth swallow her own increase. For worse than Philomel you used my daughter, and worse than Prom, I shall be revenged. And now, prepare your throats. Lavinia, come. Receive the blood, and when they are dead, let me go grind their bones to powder small, and with this hateful liquor temper it, and in that paste let their vile heads be baked. Come, come, be everyone officious in preparing this feast, which I wish may prove more stern and bloody than the centaur's feast. So now, bring them in, for I'll play the cook, and see them readied against their mother comes.
There's the respect. I'm a millennial, we don't have a lot of respect, but there's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. Our lives are so hard. Hashtag adulting. Oh my god. I understand why Jen said makes fun of us.
Are you channeling me?
I'm channeling a lot right now.
Keep going. I'm just a bit offended.
Anyway. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time? The oppressor's wrong, we're Brexiting. Proud man's consciently, we're Brexiting. The pangs of despised love, we're Brexiting. The law's delay, we aren't Brexiting fast enough. The insolence of office, we voted Bojo back in and we're Brexiting. And the scorn, we are Brexiting. Of the patient merit, we are patiently Brexiting. We're not. The patient merit of the unworthy, we are Brexiting, you assholes. Takes when he himself might his quiet, just make we're Brexiting.
You 3 are men of sin, whom destiny that hath to instrument this lower world, and what's in it. The narrow surfeited sea hath caused to belch up you. Which on this isle where men doth not inhabit. You, months men? Oh, being most unfit to live. I have made you mad. God, even with such like valor, men just hang and drown their proper selves. I and my fellows are ministers of fate. Oh, the elements of whom your swords are tempered may as well wound the loud winds, or with been mocked at stabs, kill the still closing waters as diminish one dow that's in my plume. My fellow ministers are like invulnerable. If you could hurt, your swords are now too massy for your strengths. It will not be uplifted. But remember, for that is my business too, that you three did supplant good Prospero, exposed unto the sea, which hath requited him as innocent child, for which foul deed the powers delaying, not forgetting, have incensed the seas and shores, yea, all the animals, against your peace. By thy son Alonso they have bereft. And do, pronounced by me, lingering perdition, worse than any death can be at once, shall step by step attend you and your ways, whose wraths to guard you from, which, having been on this most desolate isle, else falls upon your heads. Nothing but heart sorrow, and a clear life ensuing.
Thus, with imagined wing, our swift scene flies with no less celerity than that of thought. Suppose you have seen the king at Hampton Pier embark his majesty, seen his noble fleet with silken streamers the young Phoebus fanning. Play with your fancies, and in them see upon the hempen tackle young shipboys climbing. Hear the shrill whistle, which doth order give sounds confused. Behold, with threatened sail, born with the invisible and creeping wind, drawing the bottoms across the furrowed seas, breasting the lofty surge. Oh, do think you stand upon the rivage, and behold a city upon the inconstant billows dancing, for so appears this fleet majestical, holding due course to Harfleur, pardieu. Grapple your minds to the sternage of this navy, and leave your England as midnight still, guarded by grandsires, babies, old women, either past or not arrived to pith and puissance. For who is he whose chin is but enriched with one appearing hair? I said but enriched. Who will not follow these cold and choice-drawn cavaliers to France? Work your thoughts, and in them see a siege. Behold the ordnance on their carriages, which is cannon that I'm redrawing it now. With fatal mouths gaping, ungirded Harfleur. Girded Harfleur. They have defenders. Suppose the ambassador from the French comes back 5, 10, 15, 20. So movement speed of 20, he's got lots of armor. Telling Harry, the king, doth offer him Catherine, his daughter, to wed, and with her to dower some petty, unprofitable dukedoms. The offer likes not. It's a natural one. And then the nimble gunner with linsuck, the devilish cannon touches, and down goes all before them. But still, be kind and eke out our performance with your mind.
Now the hungry lion roars, and the wolf behowls the moon, whilst the heavy ploughman snores, all with weary task fordone. Now the wasted brands do glow, whilst the screech owl, screeching loud, puts the wretch that lies in woe in remembrance of a shroud. Now it is the time of night, that the graves all gaping wide, every one puts forth his sprite in the churchway paths to glide. And we fairies that do run by the triple Hecate's team, from the presence of the sun, following darkness like a dream, now our frolic. Not a mouse shall disturb this hallowed house. I am sent with broom before, to sweep the dust behind the door. If we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended, that you have but slumbered here, while these visions did appear, and this weak and idle theme, no more yielding, but a dream. Gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon, we will mend. And as I am an honest puck, if we have unearned luck, now to scape the serpent's tongue, we will make amends ere long. Else the puck a liar call. So good night unto you all. Give me your hand if we be friends, and Robin shall restore amends. Sit, and just sit. There you go. Sit. No, sit. There. Sit. Stay.
I don't. Okay. I think I've had like 4 or 5 drinks. I'm debating whether to take another shot or not. I'm upset that the lighting isn't good enough. I've been doing this as the sun's been setting because golden hour is like over, but like I still want the natural light because... Anyway, I'm so sweaty. I turned off the AC. Why? Hello. If I don't know, I probably don't know anyone who's gonna watch this, except for you, Grant. Cheers to you. My name is Denver Crawford. I am going to be doing a monologue. I'm only going to do that much of a shot. I'm going to be doing a monologue from All's Well That Ends Well. Helena. Act 3, Scene 1, or... I don't fucking know. I've never actually read the whole show. I just wanted... I don't know. Welcome to my childhood home. My parents are downstairs. I'm wearing earrings and makeup. Okay. Who am I? I'm nude under this robe, by the way. To nothing. Oh, fuck. Okay. Let me read you. Till I have no wife, I have nothing in France. Nothing in France until he has no wife. Thou shalt have none, Roussillon, none in France. Then hast thou all again. Poor Lord, is it I that chase thee from thy country and expose those
tender limbs of thine to the event of the non-sparing war? And is it I that drive thee from the sportive court, where thou wast shot at with fair eyes, to be the mark of smoky muskets? You leaden messengers that fly upon the violent speed of fire, fly with false aim. Move the still piecing air with piercing. Do not touch my lord. Whoever shoots at him, I am the one who set him there. Whoever charges on his forward breast, I am the caitiff that do hold him to it. And though I kill him not, I am the cause his death was so affected. Better it were, I met the raven lion who roared with sharp constraint of hunger. Better it were, that all the miseries which nature owes were mine at once. No, come thou home, Rousillon, whence honor but of danger wins a scar, as oft it loses all. I will be gone. My being here it is that holds thee hence. Shall I stay here to do it? No. No, although the air of paradise did fan the house, and angels officed all. I will be gone. That pitiful rumor may report my flight to consolate thine ear. Well, come night and day, for with the dark, poor thief, I'll steal away. Fuck you, Rousillon. And good night.
On the set of Drunk Shakespeare, and right now we've got, how do I switch this camera around? I can't. Here I've got...
There's LeMay, here with Dogberry.
Malvolio. Rich LeMay. And, how was the fight?
It was a beautiful fight. I have never seen anything like it before. Sir Dogberry of Messina just wiped the floor with,
a broom?
With Don John.
As so much, I am an officer. As so much, I am a homeowner. As so much as I am as pretty a piece of flesh as there is in all of Messina.
What if the Arctic so the predator can kill me off?
Beatrice, wouldst thou come when I call thee?
Yes, senor. Get in there. Get in there. Little help.
Yes, my dear.
And depart when you bid me.
Oh, but stay but till then. Please stay. Please stay with us.
Then is spoken. Very well.
I think I'm only limited to 5 takes. So here's number 3, I think. Hi.
Do you think so? I don't think the light's on. I don't think it's recording.
It is recording.
It's not.
It's
I
recording.
Can see it.
It's recording.
I can't see it.
See, it's that little red thing's blinking right there, and it says 13, 14, 15. What? Okay, go ahead. Do it.
Oh, you take the predator from me. I don't need this. I'm sorry. Let me decorate my throne.
It's going.
Armchair throne. Your grace shall pardon me.
Look, you spilled wine everywhere.
I did spill wine everywhere.
Oh no, cheese man. I had a dream. I was in Russia last night, and that Russia produced all of the regular vegetables and fruits like corn and bananas. And it was like they controlled things, and then I was doing research there. And
okay.
How no!
I shall be revenged. And now prepare your throats. Lavinia! 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 Lavinia, come. Receive the blood. And when that they are dead, let me go grind their bones to powder small. And with this hateful liquor, temper it. And in that paste, I would bake their wretched heads.
Let's talk of graves, of worms, of potatoes. Make dust our paper, and with rainy eyes write sorrow on the bosom of the earth. Let's choose executors and talk of wills.
Say what? Are you recording? Of course you are. Okay.
The last one was a big old poop.